Welcome back. We're still discussing the new revelations on Two-Face and Annie Dibia saga. And you can join the conversation and call us on 09024163440 and tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. And I know that some people are ready to give a little bit of buzzwords by disagreeing with their points. But before I come to that, there was something Mariam mentioned earlier, which is that women have a way of piling up, long issues. And that reminded me of a family friend that was very close to us, who, when she has an issue with her husband, the husband is narrating the issue based on what just happened now, right? She is narrating the issue based on what happened 20 years ago. And that's because women have a way of, piling up things. And that's, if you're not given an opportunity to speak up and is addressed at that time, it enters like your archive. You archive it, and over time it starts building resentment. And that's why we also have a lot of men who in their old age don't find their women to stay by them and take care of them. The woman will be telling you something like, I've suffered, I've done this, I beg, I'm facing my life right now. And the man is feeling like, with all the sacrifices I've made, you are abandoning me at this stage. And that's because of how complicated we are and how we process things. And I'm asking myself, could it be one of the things that we are seeing play out in this relationship now? But let me come to you.
Okay, so I want to, like the buzzwords, I want to go back to, before I come to you, to answer Nima. So Nima, it's not about you, Nima, now. It's just the point, like that, basically that, we're all different, right? In this life, we all have different choices and dreams. And even if, and my dreams must not make sense to you, and your dream shouldn't make sense to me, and shouldn't align to my ideologies, and that doesn't mean your choices and dreams are not valid. Today, and then it's also okay for people to evolve in terms of their choices and dreams. Evolving is healthy, it's okay, and it's also valid. I can make a point today, and tomorrow I wake up and I decide, oh, there's a superior argument, and I want to change my point of view, and that's okay. Today, I'm a lawyer, I'm a media and stuff, and maybe my dreams now is to be a baby girl for life, be taken care of, travel the world, and observe the world. My dreams is just to observe this world God has created. And it is valid. And it is valid.
It is, my darling.
To be a baby girl for life, it is valid. So, if Annie's choice at some point was, even on the show, all she discusses is her husband, her family. Annie does not have any other conversation or discussion on that show, if not her husband, and
her children.
And her children. Let's give her grace. I'm not taking sides with Annie or Two-Face. It's their business. But you saying that, this person does not have a personality or whatever, right?
Can I take this call before you jump in? We have Ade from Abuja. Hello, Ade.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ade.
My name is Ade. I'm calling from Abuja.
Okay, Ade, you're welcome.
I appreciate your view. I always see to watch you every morning. I appreciate how you ladies try to deal with issues that affect the home, the family front. But I have carefully observed that you seem to have forgotten that what keeps us as Africans, that the white man, the Americans, the Caucasians, they envy us for, seems to be what you are not really appreciating. Check go to the US, go to the UK. You see what only the blacks are losing their homes. Have you ever checked and asked yourself why there is a lot of divorce rates in the US and the UK, in the Western world? But when you live abroad, in the US and the UK, you will not see Indians losing their marriages. You will not see Pakistanians losing their marriages. It's all about Africans. We as Africans seem to adopt the hip-hop culture of the Americans that did not favor us. And that's meetings for black women to stop losing their marriage so that their children don't become vagabonds. We cannot destroy the streets in the UK. You see, it's a black man children that will call the police for their parents. I think we need to talk about
All right. You had a response from her.
Yeah. So I was saying that, you know, to your point about, you know, how we change and evolve, I would like us to cast our mind back to the fact that she was 15 when she first met him. And I can imagine how at that age you think that when you meet someone, especially someone like a Two-Face at that time, I mean, he was for us, he was our, you know, the biggest star ever, you know, and to be 15 and to gain his attention, that must have meant the world to her. And stories that come out always say that she was constantly there through all his bad behavior with other women and everything. She was there because at that age, really, your level of discernment and wisdom is quite low. But when you get to an age, especially also giving all the sorts of treatment she had gotten in the relationship, you get to a point where you now try to find yourself. And she's not the first person, you know, that I've heard this. Recently, there's a podcast I listened to, just a group of women. They were talking about marriage and how it has affected their life and their ambitions. One person said, to be honest, until I got married and started having children, I was just aimless. All I knew was that I was born into the world and I was there. But then she had been but this particular person also had been in a relationship with her husband since she was 17. So this is the man that she knew, who was a footballer. She followed him for all his tournaments and everything. And then when she started having children, she was like, oh, okay, now I'm meant to be a mother. So yes, there's a point in a woman's life, probably, especially if you start really young, finding yourself connected with someone in relationship or marriage, where you feel that your life's aim is to be his person. Whatever he wants, wherever he wants to go, whatever he wants me to be, however he wants me to be, I'll do that, especially when you're young. But you get to an age where you're finding yourself, and maybe, you know, especially I refer to the reality show. I've heard her say it, you know, a few times where it's like, it's my turn now. You have to get to know me for who I am. So I think she eventually found herself. Now she has found herself, you have kidney problem, uncool, you know, yeah, you know, so maybe she's now thinking,
supposed to do in that
no, that's the thing. That's why I said, if it was a relationship that was a good relationship, this is where they will sit and have communication about how to deal with this health problem that we have while chasing your dreams.
Exactly.
It's a conversation of, Annie, you've been there with me throughout these years. You know, to the point that I wanted to renew our vows because you're such a good woman. You've taken a lot of things from me. Now you're about to head out. I'm having these health issues. You can go for a certain time, you know, and things like that. Go come back. It's communication.
Make a compromise.
Everything is about communication.
I like compromise. That you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to add something. Like, so she got married. She started dating really early. She started dating as a teenager, as far as I'm concerned, where she couldn't make the right decisions for herself. And we've seen many people who started their marriages that early. If you were able to, depending on the kind of man that you marry, if you were able to come out of it, the thing swallowed them, right? So is the advice now that women should find themselves first before getting into marriage? Is that an advice?
Every human being should find themselves first.
That's
before,
not possible.
At least to an extent, before yoking with another person. To an extent, you should know yourself. You should do yourself the service.
Is it yoking?
Yes, before yoking. Yes. You should do yourself the service of knowing yourself before yoking to another person. Because if not, you're bringing a lot of trauma.
So when
to yourself and to the other person.
So when they say find yourself, it's not necessarily that you're employed on an ambition or anything. It's just in knowing. Sometimes people don't get it, that it's in knowing the kind of person that you are, the kind of person that you want to be, not because you know how to do it, but just knowing
have an idea
yourself. That find yourself thing. Not be everybody go sit down and go arrange you
before it happens.
Yes.
But the way you describe it, that's how it happens.
Yeah, you'll be arranging as you're going. So let's assume at 15, she made the mistake, which is why we say don't even date. Where we are from, don't bother. To be distracted by this star that she was with. And never could one elderly person say, Auntie, take a step back here, this way.
Why do you think that?
Just a moment. Because I like as soon as they bring this fact of her not, you know, now she is in it. She's not forgetting. She was in it for the love. Because for the love is that, yes, I have a big dream. I want to go and dream and do now. It's my turn now. But no, you're in a weak place now. And I love you. You're down now, your kidney issues, it would have been now, but
so what do you suggest?
Appropriate time. It's always knowing. If she had hold on a minute, Mariam. A sense of self is why you would know to let go. So I have been in this place. So I always I'm projecting this whole issue from how life has brought me.
How you have experienced life.
How I've experienced life. I have someone who, when I needed that person, that person I was the most hated person to that person. And that's family. But when that person was down, and in fact, I was saying it during that period that I cannot be bothering. I cannot make people love me. I don't send. I don't have time. But that person became down at the time. I dropped my ambition of finding self and did what I needed to do. And that passed because life itself is transient. Imagine on this self-drive that she's on now that this guy go and died. Because we know. I lost a friend this year, November this year. From kidney failure, and I've been trashing myself that because we had a small break in that friendship, a little misunderstanding, we did not drop, we didn't clear, and so I didn't know. And I'm wondering all the time you were sending me Bible verses because this person is a pastor. Could you have sent me an SMS, Auntie? I'm not feeling fine. I didn't get it. I'm trashing myself right now. So this whole self thing that we are carrying, how many?
But we will leave now. Let me take this.
I'm not saying we will not leave, but how many?
We have a Cerebro. I don't know if I got the name properly. Good morning. Are you there? Oh, no, sorry. So what I'm hearing Nima say is, so people have their different priorities, right? And I feel that if marriage is one of your topmost priority, you would definitely compromise at every point in time, because that is what is your priority. You want your marriage to work, you want your home to work. So if you need at any point to drop anything you're doing, any career that you're following to attend to your marriage, you do that, right? But like you rightly mentioned, we evolve and things change, right? So you may have evolved out of that place where marriage is now number one priority. And that happens even in marriage as we see it. You fell in, obsessed, lover girl for almost the rest of your life. And at some point, as we're finding yourself as a woman, you don't hit 40 now. You know, so that when they come with your own colo. And then you're realizing that I've ignored myself for so long just because of you. This is my time to shine. And this opportunity, if I lose it now, I may never get it again. Could it be that is where she found herself? That's one. I also wanted to respond to Amaka where you said, you can love and in marriage and all of a sudden you are no longer feeling the love and it's okay to move on. I want to disagree a bit with that because I'm beginning to realize that love is a choice. It's not just the feeling, because the feeling from time to time will go. People who have been married for a long time will tell you that sometimes they're not feeling anything. They're not feeling love. They don't want to use eye to see their husband. They're upset, or they don't want to use eye to see their wife. But at some point again, it comes back, depending on how you are committed to working it out. So if you're both parties, yes. So if you are committed to that relationship, even when the butterflies and the feelings disappear, you know that I am here and we have to work it out, except of course maybe abuse now gets in and all of that and you have to leave the relationship. But as long as two of you are committed to working it out, the love comes back again. After a while it may disappear, it will come back again. The experiences of people who have been married for a very long time, they will tell you it's not all high at every point in time. So I just wanted to clear that.
No, I know that. That's why I said two people. Okay. Because you can still be invested in something another person is not invested in. It takes two to tango. You can be in a relationship working at it, or marriage working at it. If the other person is not interested, they are not interested. It is what it is. So that's why I said that. Like, I know people that both of them are still friends, but they came together and sat down to say, this is not working
as a marriage.
But that's not the norm.
But that's not the norm, but it is there. And it happens. That's people's reality. And I know someone that it is their reality. And it's still okay. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But we also need to understand, we also need to understand the perspective of, talking about Annie not being there for Two-Face. It's important to, we always say that, we always believe that it's someone that is sick, that needs empathy. We always make that assumption. someone that is also sick needs to give sympathy to their caregivers. Yes, because I have, and we're going to have that conversation another day, because I'm in that situation, right?
Very true.
It's so easy for people that are ill to play victims
all the time,
and then to start abusing the emotional state of the people around them and their caregivers. True. You have to be, and then you weigh people down just because you feel that they love you and they're there for you. That is not right. It's important that you, like for example, I have an aunt, she had cancer, and I can remember her telling me years ago, like that, Amaka, when you're sick, you need to understand that not everybody around you is sick with you. You're the one that is sick. They love you, they care for you, but you also have a life. And so you shouldn't be a burden. And try the things you can do for yourself. Even sometimes you can even pretend that you're okay for them to be okay. That is love. It goes both ways. Do you understand? Yes. And one day we're going to talk about this, because I am talking from a personal experience. When you're ill, it's important to give empathy to your caregivers and the people that love you and the people that are around you. Very important.
I like that.
Okay. Yeah, let me also add something. I think they're rich enough to have people look after Two-Face. Two-Face has that kind of money, right? So
he's going to club and everything, hanging out with babes. As in, I'm being sick, please. But it was on social media with the babe and everything.
Yes. We've seen videos and pictures,
let's
right?
be realistic.
So why I'm saying this is, I don't understand where this complaint is coming from. Because you have enough resources to have caregivers stay with you while she goes, she does her reality show, she comes back. She's not even so invested. No, that time.
No, we're assuming.
Shoot period.
From what he wrote, we're assuming.
No, that's what he said. It in what he wrote now. That he even left him and went to the reality show. So for that period, even in that reality show, if you watch it from beginning to the end, Anne is never really invested there. Her mind is always at home.
Exactly.
So she could do a few weeks there and then comes back to Nigeria, attends to you and heads back. That's the empathy that you just mentioned, where you, as the person who is sick, understand that this person also has to live her life. This is an opportunity for her to also shine. There's also something that came to my mind. It's not like Anne was an ordinary girl herself when she started this relationship. She was an actor. She featured in kiddies, television series at the time. She was almost like a child star too that was coming up. But what I see, the difference I see is that her husband's personality was bigger. And because that personality was bigger, if care is not taken, it will swallow you, no matter how strong you are as a person, as a woman. Even you that you have a big personality as a woman, once you are married, your husband's personality, if it's big, small, it swallows you. Because in Africa, we put everything on marriage. So they're not asking you how successful you are. They're asking you, who is Mr. Zibiri? Who is Mr. So-and-so? Who is this woman's husband? So I think that's what sort of, and now because he was big, sort of swallowed her up. She was now struggling to be seen. I don't see her as someone who didn't have a vision. I just felt that she met a bigger personality and that swallowed her up. Also considering the fact that we are in Africa where once you have a husband, no matter how much I make today, people will say I'm eating my husband's money, for instance, right? So nobody gives credit to, oh, she works hard. Oh, she's always doing this. Oh, she's running how many businesses. Oh, she's successful, right? It's your husband's money that you're eating. And I think that's what affected her. And it got to a point where she felt like, I think I should begin to, reinvent myself and know myself. Should we then crucify her for that?
Should I talk again? Because I'm being careful.
No, we shouldn't crucify her for that.
You should be careful.
One thing is established, she didn't have mentorship, which most of us, when we did not know thyself, had. You know, having one relative, a big auntie somewhere, your mom's personality, someone you know to mirror yourself right after, because it would have been really nice. You see, that's big star that your husband have to know how to cash in on it, not to wait it. Because all the times I saw videos of her talking about how one brother-in-law collect money, collect car, and all of those things, it just broke me. Waiting consign those things. Really,
money
I beg. I know they ask husband where he puts his money on. Me, I know they ask.
Wow. And
if he gives his relatives, I believe they deserve what they get. Because I met him an adult. Person where you marry when don't pass 30 years. Now you there in life from birth.
True.
So some people are entitled also to that. So forget that. I don't have time for that kind of thing. But you see the one that me I buy, I keep down. we can discuss it.
What?
Because I me buy am now.
With your money, having with your money where you give
As I am now, the way I'm mirroring my life is so that God forbid I die now. My brother, my sisters will not be disinherited from what I have earned.
Okay.
That's the way I'm living. So I cannot disinherit another person's family. That's not the way I'm living. So my point is, at some point, I'm Two-Face's wife would have opened certain doors to make sure that you take that step in career, gotten you setting. You're in that circle already at an event. Hey, I'm an actress. I can do this. You'd have gotten the steps that you that leverage would have given you. You don't get something go already push you up. Unlike some people that will be starting crawling from back, going from audition to audition.
We'll be taking a short break. Yeah, we'll take a short break. But let's take this call and then we'll go on a break. Femi from Igondo.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Femi.
Good morning, BC, Amaka, Damon, and Mariam.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, based on this Two-Face and Annie issue, what I really see from all this stuff is when you see an average Nigerian family, we're trying to live like we are white. I mean, for a woman that husband is going through one or two health issues, and you're still running a TV series, I don't understand. We should know from the onset that we are Africans. Most of the white folks, these guys are trying to copy. They are not even having a better life. Go and check on them. You want to act like who you are not. We are African. So the problem is when you see supporting celebrities and they're having marriage breakups, check. They try to live a life that they are not, it's not in accordance with who we are.
But local people, can I ask you a question, sir? Local people have issues too in their marriages. We're just discussing this because he's a celebrity and everybody knows him. We have people in our backyards who nobody knows them and their marriages crumble as well. And they're not copying anybody.
No. Basically, now, from Two-Face issue now, if you are running you're running a TV show and your husband is going through one or two issues, are you not supposed to be there for him? Basically, Annie has been living on Two-Face for how many years? Like what Nima rightly said, you need to get your life. Because you are not made. I know, all you guys here on the set there, I know the way you hustle. I see your post, I see your hustle. It's going to be very hard because you have an input to your family. With Nima, even Amaka and Mariam there, you have an input. Don't you know the way man thinks? If you are there, you're just for my money and you're just forget what you're
No. I beg to differ, but thank you so much for calling in. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.